What up, guys? Christine Morel here. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can find record labels and record label A&Rs in 15 seconds. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to show you how I've reached out to like everyone from record label and A&Rs to record labels, but also like to producers and songwriters and photographers and just about everybody that I've ever wanted to work with. This is an excellent way. Now, a lot of you are going to go in here and you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to reach out to all these people. And then you're not going to hear from a few of them. And then you're going to be like, this doesn't work. There's a couple things that you guys got to consider. Most people aren't going to respond. That's just what's going to happen. Sometimes I reach out to 100 people before I even get a response. But listen, you're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And for me, I just keep shooting and I keep shooting and I keep shooting. I could be the worst basketball player in the world, but I'm going to make more shots than someone who's even better than I am that's not willing to take the shot. So that's why you have to be the one willing to take the shots. So I'm going to cover how to find them, the best way to reach out to them, and a few different ways that you can get a hold of them. All right. So this is really exciting stuff. Good luck, everybody.
All right. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to linkedin.com. Okay. So let's go to LinkedIn and let's think about who we want to, get a hold of. Let's say we're looking for, and you can always like go to, let's say, Google and ask for like the biggest record labels in the world, right? You can go like to Google and say, biggest record labels. And then you're going to have like, there they are. What are the biggest record labels? 10 largest record labels in the world. So here they are: RCA, Warner, Columbia, all these different things. So what you can then do is you can then go to LinkedIn and let's just start with, Columbia Records, or start with Atlantic Records or Warner Records. So let's go to Atlantic Records here. So I'm going to put this here. And everyone that says that they work for Atlantic is going to show up. This is like the easiest way to find an updated list of who works for Atlantic Records, because if you go Google it, a whole lot of old stuff's going to pop up. Stuff that's not necessarily like relevant is going to pop up. But look, you can already start seeing all the people. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on see all people results, and you're going to start seeing everyone that has a job. Look at this: Senior Director of A&R, VP of Marketing at Atlantic Records, Audio Engineer, Studio Coordinator, Urban Marketing at Atlantic Records. See, all of these people are going to show up. Now, you can hit connect. Now, let's say I'm going to connect with him. If I hit connect, you can add a note, right? You can say a little note. Now, I'm going to get to what we should have in place before we contact them here in just a second. But I just want to show you first how to find them, because that's the first step, okay? Now, LinkedIn necessarily isn't the best place to reach out to them. It's just the easiest place to find them, because on LinkedIn, they're pretty good at only connecting people that have some sort of business relationship. You can't message them if you're not already connected. So it makes it kind of hard, but this made it really easy to find them. So what you're then going to do is you're going to then go to like Instagram, for example. Instagram or Facebook are fantastic ways of reaching out to people. So let's say I was going to choose someone. I'm not going to pick any of these people just because I know if I pull up their Instagram or Facebook, all of you guys are going to reach out to them and they're going to hate me for it. So I'm just going to pretend that I found me. Okay. So I'm going to put Christine Morel, and let's say, or actually I'm not even going to go, you can look up here and you can just type in their name and see if they pop up, right? But if they don't pop up, another trick that I use is I'll go to Google. And so again, we're just pretending that this guy here is named Christine Morel. Okay. I'll go to Google, and what I'll do is I'll type in like his name plus Urban A&R at Atlantic Records, right? A&R at Atlantic Records. And then I'll also put Instagram, because that's where I'm trying to find them. Or if I'm trying to find them on Facebook, I'll put Facebook. See? So that's a really easy way to find someone. So, I'm just going to, for shits and giggles, here we go. So there's my Facebook, like if I go to Instagram, here's my Instagram, right? And if you type in any of their names, they're going to come up too. Now look at this. There's pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of them. You can go to page 2. There's all like the president, the A&R administration, co-founder at Island Records, assistant A&R administrator. You can find so many people so quickly. And guess what else? If you go down here, let's just go to the previous one. People also searched for and they give you other recommendations: Capitol Records, Interscope, Def Jam. Do you see this? Let's go to Universal Records. All these other people. Again, let's click on see all people results. Wow, look at this. All of these people, like they just listed them out to you in seconds. You know how hard this would have been to find? And you can just go through pages and pages and pages of them. And then you go and you find them. Of course, you can follow and try to connect with them, you know, that sort of thing. I'm going to explain what to do next. But at least you can find them, because if you can't find them, you can't reach out to them, right? You can't somehow appear in their inbox. And what we want to do is we want to find them on Instagram. We can find them on Facebook. Maybe they even have a TikTok. Who knows? A lot of them don't. You know, a lot of them are not really in that scene, I've noticed. But some of them are on Instagram. Most of them are on Facebook. And so you can find them, and so you can at least reach out to them. So the next step, you're like, all right, Chris, we found them. What do I do? Okay, so this is what I recommend. Once you find them, let's say you find them on Instagram, what we don't want to do, let's talk about what we don't want to do. We don't want to send them like a, hey, let's work text. If that's what you do all the time, stop doing that. I get texts like that all the time where people just write me like, let's work. And I'm like, work on what? I don't know what you do. I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm not going to go to your Instagram and scroll down your feed. If I'm getting 100 of these messages, I don't have time to do that. So don't do that. Don't send some text that says, yo, check out my music, or some text that says, I'm the next big thing, you know, and then send a link to your music. Don't do any of those types of things. Okay. What you want to do is you want to nurture a relationship with them. So it doesn't so you're not just asking them for a favor, because think about this. They're getting hundreds, you know, maybe even thousands of messages a month of people that are just trying to get signed. And that, you know, for them, you're just going to show up as just another, you know, desperate musician in their feed. So what I would say is, let's pretend that this was an A&R's Instagram, is I would go and I would comment, I would follow, and I would like things. I would start saying, oh my God, what a great picture. And of course, don't be fake. You want this to be authentic, right? But you know, what you want to do is you want to show that you have a genuine interest here. And what I've found is, you know, I've reached out to A&Rs for, you know, my conferences, for events that I put together. And you know what I do? I do some work on them. I'll Google them and I'll find out if they had interviews. Like I'll literally let's say here, let's just type in, I don't even know, it pops up if you type in Christina Morel interview. Okay. So, oh, that's interesting. So all these different interviews come up, right? So, all right, let's see here. Music do hash. I don't even remember doing this interview, but that's cool. So here they asked me, when did you know that music was what you wanted to get into? Hey, I started piano lessons when I was 4. Well, a lot of these A&Rs have also done interviews. Maybe see if there's an interview on them. You know, I found an interview once on a A&R from Capitol Records, and I wrote her and I said, hey, I read your interview and what you were talking about with giving back to the community. I really love that. You know, congrats on all your success. I left it there. I didn't say, check out my music, you know, you should sign me, you know, nothing like that. It's nice to start a relationship. We're talking about long term. Okay. So it's good to just start kind of creating some, you know, genuine and authentic, you know, relationships on Instagram, as authentic and genuine that an Instagram relationship can be. Obviously, you don't know them, but you want to just show that you just have some interest. And I know it takes some extra time, but what you're asking for is a big deal. You're asking for someone who's very busy and associated with a major label to hopefully check out your music eventually. So you want to start kind of nurturing that relationship, liking their stuff, engaging with them, following them. They're going to notice every single person has an ego. If I click on my photo, I'm going to read the comments. Even just because I don't comment back doesn't mean that I don't read the comments, right? And it's the same thing for everyone else. If they're posting on social media, they like when they get, you know, attention, and they like whenever they get comments on it, and they're going to read it. And if you write some cool stuff that they're agreeing with, or it seems like you're engaging with their profile, they're going to take notice. Then at some point, you know, and by the way, you can do this on Instagram, you can do this on Facebook, you know, you can do this on, you know, different social media avenues. You can do it on LinkedIn as well. What I do recommend before you start writing them, though, create a profile, because if they actually click on your profile, you want to be ready. You want to have like music, you know, let me think of let me see, Maro. I'm going to think of, I have a good friend. I use Maro all the time. All right, Maro. Let's go tomorrow. Look, it shows that he's in the studio here. It shows some cool pictures here. I would recommend having some, more performances here. If you're watching this tomorrow, I would recommend that you have, a video of you performing, a live performance video, maybe a video of a music video. And here you are in the studio. Awesome. Maybe here, it looks like you're in a movie of some sort. That's cool. This is at a conference. So everything doesn't have to be about your music, but in those first like 6 to 9 photos and videos, you should have at least a third of it with your music. Because if someone clicks on your profile, you want to make sure that you have your music there, a music video there, that you maybe even have some lyrics, that it shows that you're an artist and that someone can quickly access your music, because they have a short attention span. They don't want to be digging and trying to find something here. And you want to definitely have your profile up to date. And this is awesome. Look, pop rock crossover artist and songwriter. Perfect. And you want to have a link to your music. Awesome. He has some highlights here. So he has his music there and different things like that. So, but it's great to have your first 6 photos and videos. Have at least a third. So have at least 2 or 3 of these. Have your music so that whenever they click on it, they'll find it. So again, you find them on LinkedIn, then you make sure that your profile is good to go and that it represents you as an artist. And then you can use the fact that you have this list of all of these people to find them on Instagram and Facebook, and then start reaching out to them and nurturing the relationship. Now, hopefully you'll be able to start up a conversation with them. You can DM them. I've started conversations by saying, just like I told you, hey, I read your interview recently. I loved what you talked about. Or maybe they were an A&R that discovered, a big artist that you're a fan of. And you can message them and say like, hey, I just wanted to say that I love that you found, so-and-so, that's one of my favorite artists. I owe you big time, super awesome. Just little things that show that you're kind of, reaching out to them about them. And then after you've hopefully created some sort of engagement, you're hoping that they're going to click on your profile, check out your music. It's always there. But once you've done a few things, then it's okay to reach out to them. Right now, I'm going to tell you guys, I have blindly and coldly reached out to people and said, hey, you should check out my music, and, texted them and that sort of thing. It rarely gets me anywhere, to be honest. It's better to strike up a conversation in other ways, engage and that sort of thing. So let's write all of this down. We're going to write down first, figure out what label you want to reach out to. I'm going to make this big so you guys can read this. Most of you are probably watching this on your phone. Let's make this big. Then find them research the label on LinkedIn. Search the names on Google. Include name of the label and Instagram or Facebook. So, and remember that example is Christine Morel, Atlantic Records, Instagram. Right? That would be, if I was an A&R at Atlantic Records, that's what you would search. So then you follow them, like them, and engage with their profiles. Try to start a conversation. Actually, right before that, you want to make sure your profile is up to date and that you represent yourself well as an artist, right? Include videos, performances, etc. Right? And then you follow and try to start a conversation. After all of those things, after you've tried all of these things, you can then message them and share your music. Okay? What I would recommend on this, and guys, again, this is a long shot. Okay? This doesn't mean everyone's going to hear your music and respond at all. In fact, most of them probably won't respond. They get a lot of, people reaching out to them and that sort of thing. But this gives you a chance. So if you don't reach out at all, what are your chances? And that's what I've done. Sometimes I reach out to 100 people before I get a response, guys. And I do this in everything, in all parts of my business. I'll reach out to 100 people, of the types of people that I want to reach out to and connect with. And sometimes I might make 1 or 2 connections, but those connections can be super duper valuable, right? You just need one person to like you a lot for your whole life to change. So when you message them, again, I don't recommend you saying, hey, let's work, check me out, the next big thing. You know, we don't want to do any of those things. That's going to like really not be a good representation. There's a few things that you can try that I've tried that have worked. Okay. And one thing is, you know, hey there. Hopefully by then you've already established a relationship with them somehow. Like maybe you guys are already chatting, you know. But even if they're not, you can still reach out. So I might say like, hey Jen, I just finished a new song. I was wondering if you could give me some advice. Some advice. I'm an aspiring songwriter and I know you have had some amazing success. Did I spell advice wrong? Okay. Some amazing success, in your opinion, would mean the world. World. Here's like, and then you know what you can do? You can send them like, what's great is if you have like 15 or 30 seconds of something, you know, that cuts like right to the best part of the song. Like here's a clip from my recent music video. I hope to hear from you. Something like this. Again, it's a long shot, guys, but I've had success with this over and over and over again because I reach out to a lot of people. Like I'll go on here and I'll reach out to every single human being on here, like 100 of them. I'll reach out to all of them. Okay. So something like that is kind of cool because you're not saying, hey, check me out. You should sign me. Look, if they like you, they're already going to reach out to you because they're going to want you to be a part of, you know, their project, or they're going to want to take you to the label, or they're going to want to sign you. You just need to get them to listen. So show that you respect their time. You know, you've already been reaching out to them. You've already been contacting them. That's great. And before you share your music, that's what I recommend, doing something more like that. So I've had great success with this, you know, include a 30-second clip video. If you don't have that, you can just include a link. But I would definitely include a link to a video is king, okay? Because sending a link to like a Spotify or something like that, like I'll give you an example. I don't have Spotify. So it's a pain in my butt to have to listen to Spotify. Or if you send someone to Apple Music, you don't know if they have Apple Music. Like you just don't know. So send them to like a YouTube link, or just include a video that you can just, you know, put in the message. It just works better and it makes things easier. You don't want them to have to do any extra work. So this is how I recommend to find them and reach out to them directly from your computer, from your home, and, you know, the process. So it's really up to you on, you know, how many people you reach out to, who you find, how well you represent yourself, you know, your ability to network, your ability to, you know, be patient and try to, you know, engage with them and like their stuff and follow them and, you know, and be authentic about it. You know, that's going to all be on you. But I just wanted to show you that there's an opportunity for you to find them, because if you can't find them, then you can't reach out to them. And if you can't reach out to them, then that lowers your ability to be, you know, found and for them to, you know, be exposed to your music. Instead, you're just relying on hoping that someone goes to your Instagram or goes to your YouTube channel, where this way, I have found that me reaching out to other people, I have had 100 times more success than sitting around waiting for people to reach out to me. Now, the last thing is, if you guys don't want to do the work and you'd rather get one of my books, I have a book of literally almost 1,800 record labels, A&Rs, music lawyers that can actually shop record deals. So these are actually lawyers that go get record deals for artists, publishing companies that can get your music on like TV and film and all that sort of thing. If you don't want to do the work yourself and you'd rather just get a list that I created for you, all you have to do is go to getdiscoveredbook.com and you're able to purchase this list where we've actually done all the work, and we've put 1,800 of these record labels and these A&Rs and music lawyers and all these awesome people together in a list for you so that you can find them without having to actually search. We've already put together all their contact information, all their Instagrams, all their Facebooks, all of their available contact information we have in these books. So just go to getdiscoveredbook.com if you don't want to have to do the work yourself, and you can just find it at our book right here. All right, everybody, I hope that that was super helpful. I hope that you have an amazing day and good luck.